Monopoly.
Ken.
You caught me. Oh, early bird again, mate.
Early birding.
I'm sorry.
No.
Where was I? I said, hang on. Okay, Monopoly type of no close substitutes.
All right. Okay.
Okay, you caught me. What am I doing?
What are you doing exactly? What are you doing? We've come to the end of all the market structures, and I take it what you're doing is kind of giving me
A summary table.
a summary table. Okay.
Very, very useful summary of our key features,
Yeah.
our key characteristics
All right.
of the various market structures.
Okay.
So along the number of firms, and of course this is our concentration ratio or our competition spectrum basically.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of small firms, monopolistic, still many small
Many
firms.
small firms.
Remember the fewness in oligopoly?
Yes.
Right? And of course
The
mono,
banks.
only one.
So central market banks.
Yeah.
Or vegetable markets.
Yeah, Australia Post.
Australia
Yeah,
Post.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Okay,
So-
throw
so
in the type of product, identical or homogeneous,
homogeneous,
right?
yeah.
Differentiated,
Yeah.
remember, to suggest that there's not total substitutability,
Yeah.
close but not
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
The
So
intriguing
the different
thing,
apples, remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
the oligopoly, it can be either, money, oil,
Yes, yes.
but differentiated,
Differentiated.
athletic footwear,
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
those
Okay.
sort of things.
And well, we're going to get to that. I take it. There's mutual independence. Yeah.
And mono, no close substitutes.
The only
one
are-
product, one product.
Mono being one. Okay.
Okay, what do we got? Pure comp, control over price, none.
No.
So remember, the price taker.
Price takers.
Price taker.
So firms are price takers.
Monopolistic competition, control over price. Remember, some small degree,
Yes.
because of this clever
Yes. Yes.
differentiation.
So if you've got organic apples, you can
Aha.
you can play on that differentiation and
Right.
charge a little bit extra.
And that's why we use that adjective, monopolistic, because even though it's a competitive structure,
Yeah.
they do enjoy a small degree of market power.
Absolutely. Okay.
Okay. Ollie, control over price. Fewness, mutual, interdependence. Remember?
Oh God.
I know, big mouthful. Interdependence, meaning your kick demand curve, remember?
Yes.
Prices can be sticky, putting prices up, bad outcome, putting prices down, not a good outcome either.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and you need to be aware of what your rivals are doing.
What your rivals are doing is that's
That's
why
right.
your decisions, because there's so few firms, they know what each is doing,
Yep.
and they have to be aware of that. Otherwise, if they're not, they'll be beaten at the game.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and the payoff matrix that I
Yeah.
talked about shows that
Yeah.
as well.
Okay.
Mono, control over price, a lot. So,
Supreme
it's the price maker.
price maker.
Price maker.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic.
How easy is it to enter this industry?
Yeah.
Pure comp, minimal barriers.
Minimal barriers.
Minimal. Like no huge amounts of startup capital, no special licenses, no special patents, whatever.
Yeah.
And even with monopolistic competition, relatively small amounts of capital outlay required.
Yeah.
A little bit more difficult, but not, not
in
too
this case, the apple grower can move from one apple
yes,
to
yes.
another with minimal, he just takes
Yeah.
out the trees one. Whereas here, he's got to stay up and stall the marketing
Yeah,
a little bit, and have it. It's a slightly bigger
Slightly,
barrier. Yeah,
slightly.
yeah.
So, Ollie, we're getting big here now.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
like the
yeah.
banks, the brewing, the
Exactly.
so it can be significant. Significant barriers to overcome, and of
Yeah.
course, up against the monopoly, even larger barriers. Large. So patents to overcome, special licenses, government permissions, etc., etc. So it's a deterrent to try and go head to head with the monopolist.
Can I just say something here? I was looking through those slides, the video we made about oligopoly.
Yep.
And something I don't think we mentioned there was one of the significant barriers of if you're in manufacturing and you're an oligopoly,
Yep.
is that in order to get economies of scale, you've got to have a massive expenditure.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's where that significant barrier comes in.
Capital outlays huge.
Huge. And in fact, some oligopolies will argue that they can't compete, Australian oligopolies will argue to the ACCC that they can't compete in a world market because they don't produce in a big enough scale. So what they do is they argue the amalgamation of two companies so as to get those economies of scale.
Yeah, which the ACCC is a bit worried about because
exactly.
that merging actually gives them a significant market power.
Market power, yes.
You don't know
and
that they're going to
approach the monopoly situation.
Well, yeah, and you don't know if they're going to abuse that market power.
Exactly.
So that's a delicate one to weigh up.
So this is always sort of touted as being a benefit of being big. Is that you can afford to have factories with massive conveyor, like the motor industry, for instance.
Yeah.
You know, you've got assembly line systems which bring your cost down much lower.
But
bottling plants as well.
That's right. But you know, we always need to acknowledge that our greatest contribution to technology, more often than not, comes from oligopolies because they are the ones that devote large amounts to R&D, to research and development.
To make sure they keep ahead of the market.
Yes. So
or their rivals.
We've got to give them a bit of a tick for that, even though they want to protect their market share. So
well, we'll talk about that. I suspect I've got a suspicion that you're going to be talking about.
Non-price competition. What are we talking about? Advertising?
Yeah.
For the purely no. None there.
One carrot is the same as the next one.
Exactly right. Monopolistic competition, yes, of course, because that's how they either develop those perceived or real. So, and they need to let us know. So it's consumer knowledge, and certainly if the oligopolist is producing a differentiated product, big time expenditure. I mean, how much does Tiger get paid to have a marginal cost curve on his golf shirt? You know,
absolutely.
That Nike tick.
Yeah.
Lots of money. Lots of money.
What about Coke and Pepsi?
Oh, huge. Absolutely huge. The monopolist has no competition, no need to spend money on advertising.
Occasionally what they'll do is, because they have a monopoly, they'll feel a social responsibility to tell the world how
environmentally friendly they are.
Yeah, exactly. But not to actually promote their product in a direct sense.
No.
Okay.
So how do we go outcome-wise in terms of our performance with respect to efficiency? So productively efficient, pure competition, yes. Right? They operate at that minimum
ATC
of ATC. Allocative efficient, remember, P equals MC. Again, they do.
Yeah.
So remember this. So this is effectively why this is the bee's knees for us. This is the holy grail. This is our point of reference. So everything else actually doesn't stack up. In the sense that monopolistic competition, do they operate there? No. Remember, excess capacity. And are they charging a price greater than marginal cost? Yes, they are. Not allocatively efficient.
That's right.
The oligopolist, again, no and no. Sorry, right? So everyone's dubbing out. And of course the monopolist, well, sorry. Big time.
Price
big time.
The marginal cost.
No.
And so on. There's a gap between the marginal cost.
It's only this market structure.
So actually, in many ways, this explains why there's this kind of natural intuition in capitalist economies that competition is kind of the thing you should be aiming towards. And so, because there are these non-efficiency conclusions from economic theory.
A higher level of output at a lower price.
Exactly.
So what consumers want.
Exactly. And isn't it interesting how we've done this with graphs and theories, and we've come up with something that's kind of almost in our blood, like the invisible hand.
Hopefully we've got that across to the students that talking through the models is actually a very, very crucial part. And I'm
Exactly.
sure we'll mention that when we do maybe an exam revision clip
Oh, yeah.
and,
Okay.
and point out that that will become the cornerstone of their answering.
Exactly.
Draw the picture,
Okay.
describe the picture.
All right. Now, I think that's all we should cover now in this summary
Yep.
table.
Yep,
We need to, I think, talk a little bit about the role of government.
yep,
So let's make another little video about that.
okay.